What's up, everybody? I hope you all had a happy 4th of July. We're back out on the job today. Customer called, had an issue with low water pressure in several fixtures. I know, having been here, that they have an issue with sediment and they have a whole house filter. So I'm assuming that it either got bypassed or something happened and sediment made its way into the main house and has now clogged the aerators and has caused some issues. So without further ado, let's go inside and start checking these aerators and potential areas for where screens are and see if there isn't debris clogging these fixtures. Okay, so we do have low pressure. Let's take the aerator off. I'm going to assume there's lots of sediment here, being that the house filter gets changed fairly often, so my guess is that sediment has worked its way up into the aerator here. This aerator is being a bugger to get off. Alright, there we go. Oh yeah. See all that debris in there? Rinse it out quick. What a difference. Twist this aerator back on. I'm using very light pressure on this so that we don't mark up the aerator at all. Look at all that grime coming out. That's no good. Let's take this off again. Flush it out, apparently. Quite a bit of sediment in these pipes. It's just gonna fill it up again. Cause an issue. Okay, so we got this one all straightened out. Now let's just go around to the other fixtures and get them all cleaned out. Okay, again we have a lavatory. It seems to be pushing very slowly. I think I'm gonna have to go grab the key to get this one out. This one has the special inner aerator. Need a special key to get that out. In the meantime, let me just test this shower out real quick. And there's not a whole lot coming out. Probably this, which is probably a filter. There's a screen there. Yeah, it's pretty. Come down here. That's pretty cruddy looking, so I'll split this open. Okay, we'll come back to our sink here and split this open quick. I don't know if we'll be able to save this or not. I don't know if it was just this screen that was plugged for if the media inside is plugged. Put it back in. Let's go put this on and see if we have pressure. Okay, I will thread this back on. Now for the moment of truth. It's definitely better. We'll put the handheld back on and then come and test it. Okay, as you see, it's running a little better, but I think it might be fading slowly here. So for now, I might just take the cartridge out of that and tell them they have to buy a new one. Oh, okay, so cartridge is out. I have the handheld here. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Pressure is definitely a little bit better. Not fantastic, but definitely better. All right. I think that's going to be the main issue there. So I'll give them that and have them get a new one. Okay, so that's from the shower. They make a couple different kinds of tools. One's, they're different sizes for different faucets. This one happens to be the smaller one. Get that in there. Work it in there past all the grit and grime. Ooh, that one's in there. I'm gonna have to go try and get some needle nose pliers. Get this one out. There's a lot of mineral deposit preventing that from spinning freely out. Let me go see what I can do. Okay, so as you can see, it seems to be running better. I really couldn't get that aerator out. I tried tapping it and whatnot, but it seems to be that tapping it kind of must have sort of vibrated that sediment loose enough to be flushed out. So hopefully it will last a little longer. I gotta go downstairs and double check the whole house filter and make sure they're using it right, because there's a lot of sediment in here, and that filter should be capturing all of this, so I'll have to double check that. But at least for now, it seems to be running, so I suppose that's about as good as we're gonna get. I'm gonna have to tell them if this needs to be replaced in the future. It might be a lot more involved. Just because getting that one out, you're probably gonna have to tear that aerator out and then try and locate a new one that matches. and that can be tricky without knowing the brand of the faucet. And then last but not least, we have a toilet. This has been shut off at the supply because apparently it's just running. So let's turn it on and see exactly what is running. Toilets are one of those things it's hard to say what is leaking or what is running. A lot of times people will say I have a running toilet or a leaky toilet. You know, the biggest question is it actually leaking onto the floor or is it just leaking into the bowl? When it's running, is it just constantly filling or does it run sporadically? A lot of times the terms are used interchangeably, but it can have a very big difference on what the actual problem is. In this case, as you can hear, the fill valve is just running. You can also see it through the overflow tube there. The bowl filler is just dripping because there's probably sediment up in the head here where the actual valve is located, and it's allowing water to pass. So let's turn our supply off. I'll give it a flush. And then to rectify this, you have little tabs here. You get up under them, kind of pull out and lift this protective cap off. Come off. It takes a little bit of force to do it, but that'll pull off. It's actually attached here and here to these two posts. Okay, so now what we want to do is, these valves are made kind of like with a bayonet connection. So you actually just, like that, and it will pop this up. And on the underside you have a rubber washer here, and on the top side you have the seat. So when you turn your supply on, you can see the water bubble up, and then that will force it to go back down through these holes down to the bottom. So if you ever get debris in here, you can turn it on, put your hand over it, and give it a flush. Make sure that's all well and clear. And you just put your valve mechanism back on, give it a twist clockwise, about a quarter turn, and it should be seated. And you can turn your supply on, let it fill, and make sure that you end up getting a positive shutoff. Another way you can test quick for positive shutoff is just lift on here, and we do have a positive shutoff. So now the question is, if it was just enough sediment in there, or if the water is not pushing up on it hard enough. So we'll find that out when it fills up all the way. No running water through the bowl filler, and it sounds like it got a positive shutoff, so we should be good to go. Just put the cap back on, and that's that. Alrighty everybody, so that went pretty well. Those aerators, it was just the sediment, kind of what my suspicion was. Those aerators were plugged solid. The toilet was just the sediment up in the fill valve there, blocking that seal from being made completely. And the showers, same thing, there were some filters that were just plugged up with all that sediment, that fine sediment. So it doesn't get too much easier than that when it comes to this. You just have to be able to pull those aerators out. We had that one that was kind of a tricky one. Luckily we were able to clear it, but ideally you'd like to be able to pull it completely and make sure those screens are all clear. But with that, guys, that will do it for this one. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please hit that like button down below. It really helps this video and the channel out. If you saw anything or have any comments, drop those down below as well. I really have been enjoying reading all of those from everyone, so thank you for putting those in. And while you're down there, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate that. Until the next time, guys, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next job. Bye for now.